Hey everyone, so this is the live for the makeup for If We Were Villains. This is one of the rare lives I'm gonna do where I haven't read the book first. I recently got this as they were doing like a bunch of Black Friday sales, and I was able to pick this book up from my local bookstore, and so I'm really excited for it. I had heard about this book for ages now, and I only actually decided to take the plunge for the book when someone told me that it was queer. So, as I said, I haven't read it, can neither confirm or deny that claim. All I know is that when I was also looking on Goodreads and stuff, that was also the tag, one of the tags that I saw for it. So I'm really excited for it, and I wanted to do like a super dark look for it. I want to do something really with a lot of black, and I also wanted to do something that was like essentially more or less. I thought about wanting to do something that was more or less a stripe, like kind of that goes over it, almost like if you were like a superhero, right? And you might wear a bandana or like an eye patch thing, but that is going to be a lot of work. And also, I've been trying to keep them like somewhat wearable. So, what I think I'm going to do is just do like a dark eye look. I don't even know if I'm going to do, I think maybe I'll do like a really long wing because this book has been tending to fall, by the way, as well. So I gotta prop it up like that. Um, yeah, so I wasn't sure if I was gonna do, yeah, that kind of like stripe over my face. At one point, I think I do want to do that. I just don't know if like A, live is when I want to do it, and B, all in black. Like that's gonna be really intense. This is also the first time I've been wearing this shirt. It's one of those ones that has the little like it's almost like a leotard essentially. So it's I'm consistently adjusting it because it's kind of strange. I'm gonna get out my mirror. Also, I hope that people are pleased by the quality of this webcam. I had to get a new one because I don't know if you saw my last live where I did the makeup for recreation of my wedding. That quality was pretty poor. Thought I almost like had an actual line on my contact lens. I hope that that angle is somewhat even. I think that's the hardest thing about doing the tape is trying to find an angle that is good. So now I'm going to put eyeshadow primer on. I'm not using this because I need this to stay on. This is also going to hopefully make the eyeshadow application a little bit smoother. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. So I'm going to try to remember to say the names of the products as I'm going. So unfortunately, since I haven't read it, I can't really chat with you about the book. About the book or about like what happens in the book because I haven't read it. All I can really do is talk to you about what I know about the book. So I know basically nothing about the book. I can tell you what it says on it because I don't know if you can really read it. It says, when friends become enemies, there's no limit to the damage they can do. I have heard that this is kind of like an enemies to, I don't know, like an enemies to maybe not enemies. I really don't know that much about this book. Also, sorry about that. That was my telephone. Yes, I still have a house phone. My parents still have a house phone too. I've been very reluctant to get rid of the idea of a house phone. And I don't have a house, but like an apartment phone, I guess, just because I kind of grew up like calling my friends always on the telephone, and I just love the concept of it. So, excuse me for that. I'm just setting my eyeshadow primer. I'm using my Lorac Mega Pro 2 palette. This is the palette I'm going to use for in this entire look. I was thinking about mixing it with a few different palettes, but I was playing with my makeup the other day to kind of see what kind of dark black shades I have for this look. And one of the shades in this palette is called Black Ivy. And it is actually one of my favorite shades now. It's like right here. It's black, but looks definitely greenish. And it just has such a beautiful reflexive, not reflexive, luminosity. The verb of reflective, I guess reflective properties. So what I wanted to do was kind of a smoky look to it. And I think what I'm going to do is
Hello?
I think what I'm going to do is take this gunmetal color and I'm going to use the black as well. And then also use some of this Black Ivy color. So what I want to do is kind of like a grayish kind of, not spotlight, but a gray like in the middle to fade out into a black and have the wing go like basically to the end of the tape. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off with the gunmetal. I'm kind of thinking about mixing the gunmetal and the olivine color together. Just because the olivine color has a really nice warmth to it. And I kind of am not sure if I can really put that much um, coolness on my skin tone. So I'm just putting that all on my lid because the black will go over that really nicely. I'm also kind of putting it a little bit on in my inner corner. I don't normally do that, but I think that's what I'm doing. A little more, and I gotta put more gunmetal color on this side. I also didn't know if I should do a nude lip or like a really dark berry lip or just a dark red. So I would love to know what people think. Just because even though when I was thinking about cool tone colors, the actual book cover has some warmth to it as well. So I bet I could have gotten away with olivine. I'm going to try just a little bit because olivine is a little bit brighter color. Don't know why I'm using my really small mirror when this palette has a really nice big mirror. I'm just mixing olivine and gunmetal together to kind of get a warmish charcoal gray color. Have you all begun thinking about your New Year's and bookish resolutions for 2021? I almost said 2020, but it's 2021, obviously. I haven't really thought about it, but I'm gonna have to. So I want to do a video and a blog post about what my resolutions are. I'm just starting to layer some matte black on, and then I'm gonna go in with the Black Ivy color as well to top that off. I'm trying to move in really small, light layers so there isn't a lot of fallout. So I'm just kind of like bringing it out a little bit in the corner. And now bringing the black up into the gray color. I'm not too worried about that because I have a few cream shadow sticks that I can also incorporate that'll be a little bit more luminous. Also, I'm working with natural light, so I understand that the right side of my face is a lot more bright than my left side, but it's because that's where the natural light's coming from. And I do really enjoy the effect of natural light, so until I think it becomes almost impossible, I think I'm just going to try to use natural light. And I think it's okay now. So there we have the black. This is so far a really easy look to do so far, but I'm going to take the black ivy, which is this kind of iridescent black, and I'm just going to top that specifically where it's closer to the shimmery shadow. You know, the tail end of that doesn't need to be so dark or so reflective, I guess is my point. But I do want to blend it out, so that's why I'm just blending the edges. As I said, it's almost going out to the end of the tape. But obviously, if you were looking to try to change this into a look that was more wearable and maybe not like looking like it is now, then I would definitely say you don't have to go as far out. Now I'm going in with the black and I'm putting it on the edge of my brush so I can really make sure that at the very edge of the shadow, like the wing at the bottom, it's as dark as I can make it. These Lorac shadows are super, super pigmented. So actually I like that, but I do want the color on the inner corner to appear brighter. Let me just move my brushes away. I brought some cream shadow sticks, as I said. I have 3 colors. These are the Kiko Milano shadow sticks. Let's see, this is the shade 5. It's like a really nice dark purple shade, but I don't think I need something a little bit brighter. I can't find my really bright white shadow stick, which is unfortunate. Then this is 04, which is definitely more of like a chocolate brown color. And then we have 46, which is a multi kind of dimensional purpley color. So none of those really fit the bill. I'm gonna take, I think, my finger. Oh, you know what I'll do? I think I'm gonna take a little bit of my highlight actually, because the shades in here in the Lorac one just aren't as pigmented, like as bright, stunningly blinding color. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my highlighter. I'm using the Revlon Skin Lights, and I'm gonna use my finger and just dab it on where I want more of the luminosity and the brightness to be. And it's kind of hard to tell the difference in the camera. But all the photos of like the finished look will also be on my Instagram. I think it's really blending in nicely with the other colors. Okay. That looks good to me. Next, what I'm going to do is take away the tape. Ugh, the tape was super sticky, so it's going to be hard to get it off. Oh, okay. And then we have that really, really sharp, crisp line. I really love that. Because I want to do underneath the eye before I do concealer and powder and stuff. Or what I should say is concealer and foundation. And I have a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of fallout there, but it's okay. I'm also not going to do too much on the inner corner because the look already is pretty luminous. So I'm going to take, for this, I'm going to just do like a dark smoky color on the bottom, but I'm not going to take black because I don't want to immediately start with that. So what I'm actually going to do is take this ash color in the palette. It's the one next to black, that one. And there is still black remnants on my brush, so I think that'll be okay. I'm going to pinch the brush and just run this underneath my eye. And I'm counting on the remnants of the black to help deepen the shadow up. Because I don't want it, like I want it to be darker, but I think that's about as dark as I want it to go. Just because I want it to be very clearly top heavy. I'm doing like a second layer to make sure it's a little bit darker. And to kind of help this a little bit, I'm actually going to take a nude colored eyeliner and pencil and run that on my lower waterline. You may ask why I'm not doing a winged liner with this, and I think that it's dramatic enough. We probably don't need a winged eyeliner just because it's already pretty intense. That gives a really, really nice effect from far away. Okay, I'm now just gonna have a little bit of makeup on my hand. I'm gonna go now into my foundation. I will do kind of just a little bit of eyeliner. I could do mascara. I think that it won't matter because you won't see any of it. I'm gonna do a little bit of eyeliner on the top lash line, just for some definition. I actually don't have a black liner open, like a black pencil liner. I only have brown, purple, green. So I was just using a dark purple, but I think that it works well enough. So I'm going in with foundation. This is that was the Kiko Milano Intense Color Long Lasting Eyeliner in the shade 13. And I'm going to go in with my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Stick. I don't want to put this too heavy on my cheeks because I'm going to be using concealer there. So just to make sure that there aren't just added layers of powder on my face, or not powder, but product. I'm just taking this little IT Cosmetics little mini buffer brush, but Sephora also has a really nice buffer brush that I use interchangeably with this, and it's great quality, and it has like this beautiful denseness to the brushes that I'm looking for in this. And it's kind of what I've been doing as a quick way to blend in foundation. Kind of a nice diffused way. And I'm going to go in with concealer. So I'm going to be going pretty hard with the highlighting and the contouring. So I'm not even going to use my medium peach shade in my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I'm just going to use my shade in Light Sand to kind of make it so the difference is like as intense as possible. I'm gonna just let that sit for just a tiny smidge to increase the coverage. And I'm actually gonna go in already with my contour stick and just put it on my head. This is actually more of a bronzer stick because I don't have actually a contour stick. I was thinking about this as I was pulling out my makeup for this. I don't really contour. I only use bronzer as a contour. So I don't even have like a great sculpting contour product to use. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know because I could use it. It would be great if it was affordable as well. Or if you could find it at the drugstore is what I meant. I've heard of using kind of foundation as a contour. So I have thought about getting a darker shade of maybe a stick foundation. Maybe, you know, like a L'Oreal stick foundation and use that as a contour. Because as I said, I'm going to go a little bit harder on contour than I normally do. I'm going to do like 2 layers. Yeah, and just do like a little bit more than I would to kind of make sure that I look super sculpted, because I feel like with really glam, intense looks like this, I love to make sure that the rest of my face kind of matches that mood. And I'm just using the same brush as my foundation brush and concealer brush, by the way, because I'm using the same brush I'm using for all the liquids, or not the liquids, but the creams. The cream products. So I've done 1 layer, and this layer is really going to be very targeted. So I'm using the edge to really carve out a hollow in my cheek. And really just blending this out only in that line. Like as you saw the other ones, I kind of blended up a little bit, but this one is really just blending in that line. Okay. So for blush, I'm going to be using Becca Cosmetics blush actually, I want it to be super neutral in Wisteria. It's in this blush lighting palette that I have. I don't even think you're going to see it. It's basically this really pale pink color. But I have to look in my mirror and not in the camera one because the camera washes out so much that as soon as I really will be able to see the effect of the blush in the camera, then I will probably have put too much blush on for real life. But just looking at my mirror, I think it looks pretty good. I'm speeding through this. I think I'm going to do a nude lip, by the way. I want my eyes to really be the one standout feature. Going with the highlight I used before, the Revlon Skin Lights, I'm going to really load my brush up. And then kind of diffuse it around. So really kind of focus it here. And just do like that, just a little bit. And to remember to do above my Cupid's bow, because that will help make my lips a little bit more prominent. I'm going to do eyebrows. This is the IT Cosmetics Brow Power. I was filming YouTube videos earlier today. This is like the third makeup look I've had on today. My face is going to be so dry and lighter tonight. I'm going to probably have to do a face mask. Because, you know, it's like washing my face, taking off makeup, putting makeup back on, washing my face is the bunch. Trying to get it so that when it's in the holiday season, you know, the deep in the trenches holiday season, then I won't have to do as much work. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I love the difference that using eyebrow pencil will make. What is this? Oh, lips is next because I'm basically done. Okay, so I'm going to use a nude lipstick. This is the Lorac Alter Ego Hydrating Lip Stain in Comedian. My lips are also so dry. I'm putting 5 billion lipsticks on. And I'm going to use the Ultra Glossy ColourPop Lip in Moonchild, which is just a nude gloss. It's like also a nude cream gloss too, by the way, not one that is mostly shimmer. So now I'm done with the look. That was super quick and easy, but I think it made a really big statement. The tape is extremely crucial to obviously how it shakes out for everything. And you can see like that sharpness is just so good. I specifically love this one. Whenever I'm doing an eye makeup, there's always one side that I love a lot better than the other. Definitely this one this time. So thank you all for joining me, and please let me know in the comments if you're rewatching this, if you've watched this book, if you've read this book, and what your thoughts are, and if you also are going to read it. If anyone wants to read it together, that'd be super cool. So I hope you all have a really great day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.